Welcome back. It's Monday, 9:42. In our Can You Relate, we're talking about what's keeping your children up at night.
The American Academy of Pediatrics estimates that sleep problems affect 25 to 50% of children and 40% of adolescents.
Pretty big numbers
Yes.
there. Dr. Chi-Yun Bauer from OU Health is a pediatric sleep specialist. She's answering our questions this morning about what parents need to watch out for.
It really kind of varies according to what age we're talking about. And so for little babies, a lot of times we end up seeing difficulties with babies sleeping, either going to sleep or staying asleep through the night. And a lot of times that tends to be just learning how to go to sleep and stay asleep by themselves. And so that we oftentimes will classify that as behavioral insomnia of childhood. For teenagers, a lot of times what we end up seeing is that as they get into those teenage years, they start having the tendency to go to sleep late, wake up late, and then they end up having difficulty at school when they're supposed to be awake and function in the school day, but they're starting to have difficulty because they're having to stay up and function while it's still their bedtime, technically. And so those are circadian rhythm disorders where we're having to function at a time that doesn't really align with our body's natural tendency to want to sleep and want to be awake.
And another common issue that could actually interrupt your child's cycle is what's called obstructive sleep apnea. The doctor says this condition can impact anyone at any age.
Which is basically our bodies trying to breathe in our sleep, but then there's some obstruction along the airway that causes limitations in airflow in and out of the body. And so we can see that from newborns up to older individuals.
So as a parent, what are the red flags that we should be watching out for?
We start worrying more about maybe the kid isn't getting adequate sleep. They don't seem to be getting restful sleep when we start noticing more problems during the day. And so we may notice issues with them appearing tired because they didn't sleep well. And a lot of times, especially in little kids, the tiredness actually manifests as hyperactivity. And so rather than them wanting to fall asleep all the time, it's actually they're just very active. They may be inattentive in the classrooms. Their behavior they may start acting up, and so we start having behavior concerns. So we can, those are some things to watch out for. And then, in the night, if you notice them, snoring or pausing breathing, gasping, and then sometimes if there is sleep apnea, they can just be real restless in their sleep. And so even if they are sleeping, they're just kind of all over the bed. So that can be seen. Sometimes with sleep apnea, we may see bedwetting, teeth grinding, just kind of different things that you can see during the day as well as at night.
Experts recommend kids 6 to 12 get 9 and 12 hours of sleep per night.
You think that happens, though?
I wish I could get that much.
I know, you have a small one, too.
She sleeps 12 hours a night. She does. And when she doesn't, she's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Man. You were nodding your head the whole time.
And I was like, yes, tell me more.
Teens need, like 8 to 10 hours? I just don't know. I mean, it seems like they're up late. The parents have gone to bed. They're on their phones and staying up, I mean, I can remember a teen, I would sleep till noon. It was like, I had to get that rest. Now
your body needs it.
It's precious.